You don't think men should be allowed to exist?
No.
Why?
I mean, I think that in any other instance, if we had, like, let's say we have like a species of bear, and this species of bear unalives women every 10 minutes and rapes women every 3 minutes, I think that we should probably make that species go extinct to prevent all those rights violations.
Okay, so you would say unalive the species of bears, right?
Yeah, just like we should unalive the men, yeah.
And you're basing that off of the fact that this species of bears would unalive women, they would do terrible things to women, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's the same reason why we should unalive men?
Mm-hmm.
Then why don't you advocate for unaliving women as well? I mean, women unalive each other all the time.
No, they don't.
Women don't unalive each other?
No? Well, they do unalive each other, but not all the time.
Now they do?
Well, they unalive each other, but not all the time. You asked me, do they unalive each other all the time? I said no. But they do unalive each other sometimes, but not nearly to the extent that men unalive women. Men unalive women that are close in their family, their partners, their mothers, their sisters, their daughters, every 10 minutes, and they grape women every 3 minutes. Women do not do that. Men
So
commit
is-
most rape against children, despite women being more around children.
So it's based, so now it's not really, it's based off of the quantity or the rate of said action.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going to be like the quantity or rate of said action that's going to be sufficient enough to say, okay, we get to unalive this species? Like, is it one time or is it 2 times?
It's millions
Every
of
10
times.
minutes?
Yeah, millions of, if it's like, if women were out here killing or unaliving women, children, etc., millions of times over and over again, then yeah, women shouldn't exist. But men unalive 50,000, over 50,000 women that they claim to love every year.
So you're telling me, okay, so 50,000 every year. How long would you say the Earth has existed for? I don't know, like billions of years or something like that, right?
I think 4 billion,
Okay.
5.
So a couple billion times, right, men have unalived women. And that's the reason why you would say,
humans haven't existed the whole time the Earth has.
well, yeah, okay, maybe you got me there. Okay, so how long would you say humans have existed for? You already know where I'm going with this, right? I mean, so what would you say is the sufficient number? Like, just give me a number.
A number of what?
A sufficient number of times that a certain species has to unalive women to consider them like, you know, damned or that they're liable to execution or extinction.
How many they have to unalive? Like how many people?
How many
It's not just
women
women.
how many women has to be unalived?
Over like the entirety of the human species? Well, we can just go year by year. I think
No,
that
I'm saying like, because you gave an example with the bear, right? If a bear unalived women and did all these terrible things to women, you would say that they would be liable to extinction. But then again,
it's not just about the number, it's about the frequency that it's happening. Like it's not a
Okay.
specific number, but like the amount that it's happening, the amount of men who are engaging in these awful behaviors against women is like absolutely absurd.
well, okay. So, but then again, you have to take into account for all the people who don't do that as well.
There are enough
And it's-
men who do that we should probably eliminate the men who probably wouldn't do that, because there is still a really good chance that they're going to do that.
What is the chances based off of?
Yeah, based off of femicide rates, rape rates, the likelihood of men committing violent acts against women. Yeah.
Of other people?
Women, children, anybody. Men unalive other men. Men
I'm saying,
unalive
like-
children, men unalive women.
No, what I'm asking is, so you're saying based off of the statistic that, like, let's say you haven't done anything, right? I don't know. It's like I'm not going to make up any numbers, actually. Let's say if some random guy who's lived a, I guess, good life, like let's say Jesus, right? Let's say Jesus, I guess, based off of the fact that other men have unalived a woman, right? And it's been a high rate or whatever. You're saying that it's a chance that Jesus is going to unalive, like based off of the statistics of other men unaliving women. There's a high chance that Jesus is going to unalive a woman.
So we should unalive Jesus. Yeah.
But it's like a correlation causation fallacy.
What?
Because you're saying based off of the number, you're saying you're basing the chance of Jesus doing an action based off of what other people have done.
That's not a correlation.
How is that not a correlation? How is that not
correlation causation fallacy is when you say, hey, this piece of data correlates to this other piece of data, therefore, this piece of data causes this piece of data. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about probability.
You believe genders are real?
Genders?
Yeah.
My view of gender is different. I think that man is a sex-based term. I don't think it's a gender term. But gender is just like a system.
Wait, man is not a gender role?
Man is not a gender role. No.
Wait, so like, do you believe in trans women or trans men?
Trans women or men, yeah.
Yeah, so whenever someone says transgender and now when they come from a man or a woman, they're not changing their gender?
No. What? I think trans women are men. They will always be men.
Oh, okay. Hey, I guess fairs, I guess. So
can you engage with the point I made though?
You believe, yeah. You said that okay, man is a term of sex, and you believe that's real, right?
I'm not a sex realist, no.
Oh, so then these actions that men are committing, I don't think the fact that they are men has any merit. Then I don't think your argument can stand.
Okay, just because it doesn't have to do with the fact that they are male human beings doesn't mean that we can't unalive them for the actions that male human beings have a tendency to do.
Wait, you're agreeing that their sex role or gender role has no merit to the actions they're committing? You're agreeing to that?
No, I think they're like the concept of gender that we live under comes from the SCS, sex class system. It's a patriarchal system where males are raised and taught to be violent against women. They are taught to hate women, be against women, and that causes them to do awful things. And that applies to people on the basis of sex, right? So I don't think people change their gender. But I think that we have good reason to think that male human beings are the types of beings that commit acts of violence against women enough such that we shouldn't probably have them in society because they harm women too much and children. Men.
But that's going to be based off of a statistic, and again, that's just going to be a causation correlation fallacy. Yes, it would. Because if you agree that their sex has no merit to their actions, then that would be an exact causation correlation fallacy. Let me give you an example. Let's say I believe, I don't know. I'm making it easy.
Can you tell me what a correlation causation fallacy is?
Yeah, it's whenever you based the cause of something off of a statistic.
What?
And you're basically, yeah, like how people bring up the argument that abortion must abortion must cause self-unalivement because it's a high rate of people who unalive themselves after an abortion. That argument, that's an example of a causation correlation fallacy. Just because there is a high rate of people who unalive themselves after they get an abortion.
Okay, look, it's still not a correlation causation fallacy because I never said that the reason that men commit violent actions is because they're males. I never said that.
No, you're saying based off of the statistics of men that unalive, or it's a high rate of men that unalive women, right? You're saying because of that, right? You're saying it's going to be more likely that a man, even if they haven't done anything wrong, you're saying it's going to be more likely that a man does the same thing as these other men. I mean, that's why I'm saying
That's
that's
based
a
off
fallacy.
of probability. I'm not saying anything about causation there.
Okay, so, but I mean, what is the probability caused by?
I mean, I think the probability is caused by the social system we live under, which enforces male supremacy onto everybody.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that system is
social
run by
system.
who?
Can you prove this? Can you? So how are men like conditioned socially to basically want to unalive women and do all these terrible things?
I can demonstrate this. So
Okay.
So first of all, men have a tendency to be raised to only experience like emotions like anger. Do you agree with that? Like
Can you
in a
prove
lot
that?
of cases. Yeah, I can. Hold on.
Okay.
There are a bunch of studies about men and what emotions they're allowed to experience, like sadness. They tend to be pushed away from that. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there is a study on PubMed about masculinity, social understandings that sort of explains why men frequently are more emotionally immature and express their feelings through things like anger.
Okay.
So basically, boys tend to be raised in such a way that they're not allowed to experience emotions outside of anger. And they also tend to be raised in a way to be like aversive to female like things. Women frequently are not punished for being tomboys or anything of that nature, while males and boys tend to be more likely to be punished for being interested in feminine things, being called gay, being called negative words at the hands of most of the time their father, men in their life, for doing things that are feminine like. So they're taught not only to be angry, that the only way that they can freely express their emotions is through anger, but they're also taught that femininity is something that they should avoid and something that is shameful, something that they should be bullied for. So they don't respect it, which means that that kind of like gives me reason to think that their anger is going to be manifested against things that they're taught are bad and they're taught to avoid, like femininity and female likeness. There you go.
So wait. Okay. I don't think that. So you go from this to now believing that most men or all men are gonna be more likely to, or there's a high probability that they're gonna unalive some.
No, that wasn't my
Unalive a
reason for
woman.
thinking that they're more likely to unalive someone. That was my reason for thinking that men tend to be more likely to unalive people. It's a fact that men are more likely to unalive people. They dominate murder statistics globally. So automatically they are more likely to commit murder.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I don't really.
You don't
So
have a
because
rebuttal?
I mean, I do have a rebuttal. I don't know if you're gonna like it though.
Is it like misogynistic or what?
No, it's. I mean, I'm not a misogynist, but
I
so
mean,
you're
you're a
basically
man.
saying because, huh?
Nothing. Go ahead.
What'd you say?
I didn't say anything. Go ahead.
Is this Autumn?
This is Autumn. That's how I knew you were Mari. What the fuck?
I just realized that was your voice. I didn't even know. Okay. So you're saying because okay, and watch this, right? So because there's a statistic right out there that says that men unalive these women all the
And men
time,
and children, everybody.
you should unalive every single man, basically,
Mm-hmm.
even the innocent ones.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that if there was a species of bear who was unaliving women every 10 minutes and unaliving children at mass rates all around the globe and graping women every 3 minutes, Should we unalive the bears who didn't do that yet? Or didn't do that?
I mean, I guess I see what you're trying to say, but the difference is, right? There's not gonna really be any rationality when it comes to that species, like
What if they were rational?
like humans, like if they had the reflection of nature that humans have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
It doesn't really change much, does it?
well, I think it does change, right? Because then you can
Actually,
say, well,
it makes it worse. That means they're volitionally unaliving and graping people in mass quantities, knowing the impact that that could have on somebody. It's worse.
okay. I mean, let me. I know this is like okay. So basically, let me ask you this, right? And you might not think it's relevant, but it's very relevant. Like you would
You
say
have to
that
demonstrate that it's relevant. Not answering a dodging question.
I'm not dodging. I'm not dodging anything.
Then
right?
tell me. Then you can ask the question and then tell me why the question is relevant to the conversation.
Would you say that it is wrong, right, for actually would you say it's actually I'm not even gonna go there because you're just gonna dodge anyways. I'm not even gonna go there.
What?
So no, don't worry about it. You know,
I mean,
but,
I'm willing to answer any question as long as you tell me why it's relevant to the conversation.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll wait, hold on. If you agree that men are gonna be more likely to unalive, or it's gonna be a high probability that they're gonna unalive women in the future, whatever, would you say then you should be able to unalive children, boys? We should unalive them as well.
Yeah. You think that's a defeater?
Yo, you're cooked. Have a
Wait,
good day.
could we unalive Child Schmittler?
Hello.
Oh, did he leave? He left.